Hello and welcome back to Jazisimz. I am Jasmine and we are going to be playing The Sims, and today is going to be a great day. Today is another build to my Newcrest save file, so this is the second build, and boy was this a big build. In my previous speed build video, I built a house for a family of 4, and this was my African American family that was very, 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 very wealthy. So the dad is a writer. They also have 2 daughters, and the mother owns a mall. So here I'm going to be building the mall. So check out this 2-parter because the mall is ginormous and I like to add lots of details. So check out this is part 1 of that build. So let's roll the tape.
Jazisimz, Jazisimz, Jazisimz.
Alright, let's hop into this. I'm so excited to show you because this was a very, very big build. Let me remind you, this is only part 1 of this build. So we're going to start with the exterior and the first floor. So with making a mall, I wanted to make it like very interesting looking, very like geometrically interesting, and I don't know, just like a very cool mall. Because malls, if you think about it, they are just like boxes majority of the time, unless you have like a very cool geometrically shaped mall. So I tried really hard to like make it like a circle mall. Not in The Sims 4. So I opted out of that and decided to do a big square, but on the edge, on the corners of the square, there are the octagon edges or whatever. So these octagon areas are going to be like a seating area, and it's very cool. Also in the middle there is like an open courtyard situation. So yeah, so I'm very excited about that. Couldn't really do like the cool geometric shape build, but got a little close, at least I think so. So that's what I opted for. This is a 3-level build, and I am restricting packs. So the packs that I'm using in this, there are a couple actually, because there are stores. So I will tell you all the packs that I use and see if I add in more, because I noticed that when I was editing this video, this speed build, that there was a couple of packs in there that I didn't realize. So, but the main packs that I use are obviously Get to Work, because that's the only way that you can have a rental or a retail store, and City Living, because City Living has a lot of great aspects of the city that you can intertwine into your mall setting, so it was perfect. I am attempting to make a glass ceiling here. Not the best. I'm practicing. Don't at me. But I'm trying. I don't have the glass ceilings that you would get from Jungle Adventure or the glass flooring that I think you get from Get Together. So I did the best I could. And I'm also adding glass ceilings to the octagon sides as well. Within this build, there's a lot of natural lighting. There's lots of windows all around the front, back, and the sides. I remember last time I went to a mall, which was a long time ago, but the last time I went to a mall, I remember the ceiling being glass, and I also remember a lot of natural lighting in the areas where you walk around. So not in the stores, obviously, but around the parts where you walk. So I was like, I need to incorporate a lot of natural lighting to make it like connected to what I'm used to seeing in a mall. And I love natural lighting, so this was perfect for my taste, my aesthetics that I like to do. So lots of natural lighting here. Let me know in the comments below if you prefer natural lighting just like I do. It's just softer on the eyes and easier. So there are 2 entrances. There's the front entrance and the back entrance that I made because normally within a community lot you would have multiple entrances. So also, here was something that was a little tricky for me. I wanted to add like a geometric like addition onto the build and like to the walls. not very easy. So I was contemplating like what can go on the walls that would make sense, that looks aesthetically like super cool and like interesting and not just like a generic build. So I thought of these beautiful, beautiful um, wall dividers. So, and these are from City Living. So I opted into alt putting all of these with my alt button in place. Oh my goodness, it took forever because I did it from the top of the build to the bottom of the build. It literally took forever. So you're gonna see me alt placing some of these. I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing. We would literally be sitting here for hours if I made you watch the whole thing. But I show you how I place a couple of them with my Alt and 9 key and 0 key also. And then I changed them from gold to black just because I saw that the lighting wasn't really good with the gold, so I just did the black. So yeah, that's fun. um, yeah, I was so particular about like making sure that they were aligned and they were on top of each other, so it took hours, hours on end. Also, another thing that's interesting is placing and choosing the floors and the paint of the exterior and the interior floors. Something you don't think about a lot of. Like if you go into a mall or into a store, what floor do you see? I don't know. I don't pay attention to those things. So it was kind of tricky for me, but luckily Get to Work has a lot of good flooring for these types of lots. So I also use a lot of debug. If you do not know a debug, it's a show hidden objects live and just show hidden objects cheat. Literally saved me because there's so many different things that I needed to add within this build that I did not have within my catalog, within the build catalog. So used a lot of debug. Comment below if you use debug a lot, especially on community lots, because I feel like they're essential. Especially like with these vines, I don't have these vines in my build catalog. So I had to find it within debug to actually use them, which is a perfect addition to this interior or the exterior front and back. So here I am making the center a lot area. So it's kind of like a courtyard and you can see it from the second and the third level, and you can only enter it through the first level obviously. I started off putting windows and I realized that that was too like closed in and I wanted it to be more open, so I changed it out and you'll see that. But yeah, so this area is a different idea. I've never really noticed a courtyard area within a mall before, but I really like this little add-on. So I added that, and within this area you can sit and there are a couple of different food booths. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. So City Living definitely helped a lot because they have the food trucks that you can add, or not food trucks, but like their booths, the food booths. So I added those to make a food court. It's really cool how it turns out. I can't wait to show you guys that part. That's going to be in part 2. So now, I am doing the the layout of the build. So the layout of the build was very tricky. Placing the stairs, placing the stores, making sure that it makes sense because I don't want your Sims to get like routed weird. Also watching a couple of different Sims who created the new world and how they had to make sure that their routing made sense for their community lots really made me pay attention and focus in on that, make sure that it made sense for Sims to be traveling the way that they're traveling within the build. So I also didn't know how many stores I wanted, so I kind of just was like, I'm just gonna free throw. What? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go with it. So that's what I did. I had to move the stairs a couple of times, but I figured out a way that made sense. So if you think about it, think about the last time you went to a mall. and how there are the escalators. We don't have escalators in The Sims 4, but we have stairs. So you know how there's escalators, and within the escalators there is really close together, but there will be one side for you to go up and one side for you to go down. They're really close together. So that's what I did. That's what made sense with the stairs. So we have a couple of stores within this build, and then we have a 2 bathrooms, like a bakery cafe type of thing, and then we have a sitting area, some food court situation, and then even a karaoke area. So I thought that was pretty cool. So here you see I'm opening it up. I'm just going to put columns in, and I feel like that made it so more open. It's so much more inviting as opposed to the walls with the windows. So there's obviously going to be fences around it, so your Sims won't fall. They wouldn't fall, but just to make it make sense, you know? So I had the columns all throughout, all the way up to the second floor. I use fencing for that area. So now we are moving into the, see, so I changed the fencing here. The fencing looks more like a mall fence. I don't know. To me it does. But yeah, so now I'm making the bathrooms. I do not have stalls because I don't have Discovery University. So I had to create my own stalls. Let me know if you're creating your own stalls like I do. I've been doing this for a while now just because kid Sims don't do very well if they have to go to the bathroom and they don't go to the bathroom when someone else is in the bathroom. So I make sure that I have like multiple toilet rooms within the bathroom. So I'm doing that here. There's multiple little toilet rooms for the bathroom, and I have 2 bathrooms. Ooh, so making a public bathroom is very interesting. I don't normally go to the bathroom in public areas, so I kind of pick like neutral colors and a neutral vibe. So that's what we got going on. And then here, I'm opening up these corners to make them the seating areas, and I'm obsessed with them. I think they're so cute. They're all windowed in, so it's all windows in that area. So great for sitting areas, very relaxing, and the sitting areas are different per spot. So let's see if you can guess what the first store is. I'll give you a couple seconds. It's very colorful. If you guessed toy room, toy store, you got it. You got it. This is a toy store. Very excited about this room. I find it very funny that the toy store was my first room to make, or the first store to make. But it makes sense because there's a ton of toys within The Sims 4 that I can choose from to add within this build. So I have a lot of toys within this store, obviously. And everything within each store pretty much is buyable. So I had to have my Sim, the African American black woman. I don't know the name of the family yet, I can't remember. But I had to have her come in here and put a price tag on every single item. That took literally forever, but it's okay. It had to be done for it to be for it to be their retail store. So every single thing within this one is purchasable. Purchasable. Okay, so here I had plushes, these plush seats. They're from Tiny Living, so that won't be able to be in your build if you just have City Living and Get to Work. I apologize, but they were too cute to not add in the toy store. I also use seasons in the a bit of seasons in the in one of the builds. I'll show you. But yeah, so lots of toys, lots of fun stuff in here. Basically all kid stuff, book backpacks, book bags, whatever you call them. And these were perfect to use at the time. So here I have, let's see if you can guess what store this is. I'll give you a couple of seconds. All right, so in this store, we are selling office supplies and office furniture. So the supplies and the office furniture seemed perfect because I was using Get to Work and there's a lot of office stuff. Now, have I ever seen like an office store within the mall? No, but I have a lot of these items, so it was perfect to make a store with. It's kind of hard to think of like other than clothing stores and a toy store, what other stores would be up in a mall, you know? So I had to get creative and think about what do I have an excessive amount of furniture and office stuff. So this is the office store. Use a lot of Get to Work for this. Um, and yeah, let me know if you've ever been to a mall that had a office store within it. It's like an Office Depot or an Office Max or whatever stores you might have by you. But yeah, so we have the office store, which has office furniture, office supplies, and things you would see in an office. All right, so now we are making our, let's see if you can guess what this room is going to be. All right, this is the flower store. Like kind of like a florist, but you could, I don't know. So I don't know if that's the right word for it. But yeah, you can buy a whole bunch of flowers from here. So that's why we use some of the season stuff in this. And there's also, I just used anything flowers within this. So I will also list down below all of the packs that were used for this so you know. And you will also be able to check this out on the gallery once I upload part 2, which is the second floor and the third floor. So we have a lot of flower things that you could buy and the things that you would need as a florist also. Yeah, we use a lot of different packs in this because that's also from Dine Out. Yeah, so I also thought, perfect, I got these flowers. I can add some planters in the front part and the front and the exit, or the entrances and the whatever. So I added those to make it more like a mall aesthetically, kind of. So I was very happy to find these. I was like, yay, this is perfect. Because I didn't know how to like decorate the mall, you know? So I also love these things from City Living. They're like the things that you would see like on the sidewalks or whatever in the city. So I added them in as like information stuff. And we also have like information booth. So not booth, but like the information thing where it says like you are here. We have one of those in the build as well. So next and last one on the first floor, the last store on the first floor. Can you guess what it is? Give you a couple seconds. This is a bookstore. So within this build, I needed all of the debug items because I understand that you can buy a bookshelf, right? And then from there you'll have books, right? Here you can buy the bookshelf. There's one bookshelf for adults and one bookshelf for kids, but I'm not sure if you can individually buy a book. Like I don't think Sims are able to individually like take a book and buy that book, you know? So what I had to do is go into debug, and within debug there are the books where they're like on display. They're like display books. So I had to use all of those. Took them all out of debug and just used all of those as technically my books that you would buy from the bookstore. They look like what you would see in a bookstore, but they're not like usable, I don't think. So yeah, so if your sim wants to buy something from this bookstore, they would have to probably buy the bookshelf itself. And I had like a little kids section, which I was very happy to add, just because within bookstores there are the kids sections, there are the adult sections, there's different genre sections also. So I'm happy that I was able to think like, oh yeah, there should be like a kids section within this bookstore. So lots of books within this bookstore. So I also added in different flooring within the store too, just aesthetically it makes sense. So very happy about my first floor and my exterior, and I can't wait to show you part two, where you'll be able to see the upstairs and the second and third floor. So thank you so much for hopping on and watching my wonderful speed build for my mall. Also, the editing will get better. I had to fix a couple of things within my recording thing, so I think I got it. So sorry again for the patchiness of my recordings, but they will get better, I promise. But thank you so much for hopping on and checking out my channel. I post videos every Wednesday and I'm gonna be posting more, so be on the lookout for that. And comment below if you have been to a mall recently. If you're excited to see part two. Part two will be coming out very soon. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for hopping on, watching, and I can't wait to see you again. And I hope you had a wonderful Jazzy day. Bye.
Jazisimz, Jazisimz, Jazisimz.